Hey, I told you I would be back with another Boxing Day video, or Boxing Week, or whatever you want to call it. Boxing Month. And here it is, number 2, part 2. And this one, you know what, technically I guess this one could have fit in under a comic corner, but it's not really comic related, though I, did make the purchases at my comic shop. So, actually, as all my pickups or anything, they all tend to come with a story, don't they? It's like I'm a storyteller or something here. I don't know. Anyways, to start this story off, a buddy of mine who is an artist and is a lot of the conventions and such, selling his art. He just recently opened up a toy company, store, retail thing. I don't know. He ran a toy convention, and I guess it did so well that he decided to run it again. And then from there he went on to selling toys and at these type of convention type things, and toy conventions specifically. And then he opened up his own little toy store inside I don't know, I've never been there. I'm guessing it's a section, and there's a comic shop, and I don't know, there's, I guess, multiple stores within one location, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, he posted something on Facebook, and it was a toy that he had picked up, and because he really wanted it, and I saw the post, and he took a picture of it, and I was like, that is awesome. Oh my god. Yeah, I could see myself getting that. I didn't know how much it was. It looked expensive as all hell. So, that day, I also get a post on Facebook from the owner of the comic store I go to. I also got an email, actually. And it seems that, well, during our Christmas time here and such, during the big power outages and the ice storm and all that kind of stuff, one day after I think it was, actually must have been just recently. I'm guessing he was doing his polls, and he had no power. And so he was doing it by, like flashlight type thing and lamps and such. And he's trying to put everybody's comics together so that they'd be ready for if and when they ever showed up. And obviously only had cash because he couldn't do anything. But anyways, so yeah, he was doing those polls. So he's in, darkness and stuff. The entire mall that he was in was all power was out. And he has a separate location, a warehouse location. And he decided that I think that's what he said. He said he went over to, well, he closed up shop. It wasn't that he was open or anything. He was just working in the shop by himself, putting these pulls together. And so he'd finished up with those, and then he decided to head over to the warehouse for a bit and work in there. And during the time where he was from, at the comic store to the warehouse, and then back again later on that evening, I think he said around 10 o'clock or something. Could be wrong. Details are a little fuzzy. But he went back to the store to find that it had been broken into. Now, these were clearly not the most professional of thieves. They tried to get through the front door, and were having problems with that. They eventually, I guess, broke the side window and managed to push one of his cabinets away enough so that they could get in and undo the lock on the door instead of just, smashing through the door or any of the other windows or whatever. They got in, obviously went straight for the cash register, and because it has a lock on it, they couldn't get it open. Like a professional thief would have had no problem. Let alone if it wasn't open, they probably would have just taken everything. So what they ended up doing was grabbing a whole bunch, like a stack of like trade paperbacks, and stole that, and I guess a couple of other items and such like that. And they're clearly, it's just snatch and grab, try and get some money, whatever. Because A, they didn't know what they were grabbing. B, they went in and couldn't get the money and quickly grab whatever they could and left. And C, they didn't grab anything good or expensive. And I mean, right in front, like literally, here. So let's say, here's the door. You open the door. Well, fuck, that doesn't help. You can't even see that, can you? So, if this side of the thing is the door, and say my face is where the cash register is, so they couldn't get into the cash register, so they directly across from the door, he has all back issues and such. And right in front of that was where the trade paperbacks were, the stack of them. And that's where they grabbed it. But right on top of these back issues are statues. Some of them in cabinets, so I understand, not grabbing the cabinet stuff. None of them are priced and such. They're mostly on display. But the stuff in between the cabinets is all priced. It's all toys and statues and such, including a giant Superman. Now, everybody knows Superman. You see the Superman, you're like, Superman, awesome, with a price tag on it of like, I don't know, 100 some odd dollars. Didn't grab that. No. Right beside the entrance is a cabinet full of statues and busts and all that kind of stuff, ranging from, say $20 all the way up to, I don't know, $200, $300. Didn't take any of those. No, they grabbed the $8 to $10 trade paperbacks that were in a stack in front of them. So, I mean, he estimates that, between the damages and they didn't steal a lot of value, but between the fact, repairing the locks and all that kind of stuff and the windows and stuff, it's cost them, I don't know, $4,000 or something like that. So if you're a small business owner, $4,000, well, that's pretty pricey. Insurance is going to cover, a portion of it, but they don't cover everything. And then you also have to wonder, do you want to even put it through insurance because, deductibles go up, is it worth it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, whatever. That's his to decide. But either way, he got ripped off, had to deal with that on top of all of the problems with the fact that you're not making any money when the power is out, right? During Christmas Boxing Week area, when when the sales are supposed to be at their highest, for all the really expensive stuff, not necessarily your everyday comics, but... So he put out an email saying, the annual boxing sale, which is a great sale, awesome place to go into, great discounts on all sorts of stuff. Essentially everything's on sale. And I usually go in there and get a bunch of back issues, but, he sent out this email saying, my Boxing Week sale has turned into a help me recoup the money from my, from the thieving that has happened sale. So I was like, yeah, you know what, I'm going to head over. There wasn't really any books that I needed to pick up or anything this week. I did pick up something, but I figured, yeah, you know what, normally I go with a list of trade paperbacks or back issues that I want to go, but you know what, I'm going to go see. He has games, he has DVDs, he has art books, toys, obviously statues. I wouldn't really get the statues and such, but the other stuff I would check out, and they're bulk, especially with toys. Toys are a bulky item, right? So they take up a lot of space, and games as well, right? So I was thinking, maybe I'll go in there. I know he has pretty much all the Munchkin series, so that was on my mind. I was thinking about getting all the Munchkin games, taking those off his hands and stuff. Maybe picking up some, the new Magic cards or something like that. But that's when I was there. That's when I saw it. That toy that my friend on Facebook had. There it was, brand new, just came out, and it was on sale, 20% off. So when I looked at the price tag and saw that it was regularly $56. That's what he was selling it for. 20% off. I'm like, okay, I'll get a discount on it. I'm helping out the store owner. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get the Spider Gremlin from Gremlins. Here, take a look. Look at that. And it's big. Well, here's the box. Like, this is a toy. And it comes, you have to put it together. Apparently, my friend was saying it's not the easiest thing to put together. But, yeah. I had to pick it up. So, I figured, maybe there's something else. I usually drop $100 at least on these sales. So, I found some more Gremlins. This one's $17.99, of course, minus the 20%, and that's Haskins. He'd be like the old Gremlin, the old wise Gremlin, I guess that would be Haskins. Everyone's favorite. Again, $17.99 from the Gremlins line. It's Stripe. He's got his little mohawk going on there. Now, Stripe, he's a pretty badass dude. But, well, I guess Haskins is technically he is, I guess you consider him one of the evil guys, so he was closer to good than most of the other ones. But to balance it out, I had to get somebody good. And who's more good than Sad Gizmo? How do you... So, I still have to get Daffy. I have to get Daffy for sure. Then there's George, which is sort of like a grumpy. George would be like one of the oldest guys. He'd be the grumpy old man. So whereas Haskins would be the older Gremlin but smart, George would be like the senior citizen Gremlin and very grumpy. Get off my porch. And then there's Mohawk, which is, he's, well, evilest of evils there, right? So I've got to find all those guys. And then I'm pretty sure there's Gremlins, not just the Mogwais. So, but yeah. So I got 3 Gremlins and 3 Mogwais and a Spider Gremlin. And that was essentially what I picked up. That would be my part 2 of my Boxing Day bargains. I mean, they're only 20% off, so that's not the greatest sale, but it's also part of, helping out small business owner who's, ran into a little bit of hardship. So I don't have any problem doing that. Even if it was stuff I wasn't really planning on getting. That's okay, right? But yeah, I also got a couple, some comics. There were a couple of issues I figured I'll pick up that week. But those are gonna have to wait for a comic corner. So, yeah. Anybody else that watches the channel into the Gremlins? Well, you're into the Gremlin movies. Anybody who says they're not into the Gremlins movies has never seen Gremlins. That's the only thing I can think of, because Gremlins are awesome. But yeah, anybody into the toys? All right. And if you are, have you seen that Spider Gremlin? I'll see if I can get a picture. Put a picture right here. That's the Spider Gremlin. Yeah. So I can't really give you a review on the Spider Gremlin, but just based off of what I've seen of the Spider Gremlin, must own. Must own Gremlin. Of course, if you're doing the Gremlins, you really got to own them all. Like, they're only little tiny guys, right? So, put them all together. You could fill one cabinet with all of them, and it'll all be good. So, I got a few more Mogwais and some Gremlins to get. Because, yeah, gotta have Gremlins to go with the Gremlins. See, a lot of people don't realize that this isn't a Gremlin. This is the before the Gremlin. The Gremlin are the evil guys. But see, in part 2, these guys were all evil anyways. Or, so that they were evil, or they were just mischievous. You decide. Comment down the doobly-doo. Anyways, take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.